You guys, I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for probably 2-3 years, maybe 2, something like that. But I'm back today with a new video. I'm just going to tell you guys where I've been, what's going on with God's divine timing in my life, and just an update on the channel and changes that I've made, and the type of content that will now be happening on this channel in addition to the other content I've been posting in the past. So I have a few topics I want to discuss today, but before I go any further, please like, subscribe, and hit your post notifications button so that you guys don't miss out on any of the videos that I have coming up with new content. And of course, after watching this video, you guys can feel free to comment below. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and get started. So where anyone has been in the last 2 years, just with the pandemic and things happening, I took a break a little bit from YouTube, not from social media in general, but just YouTube, just going through a lot of different changes. I did a rebranding for my channel. So if you guys might notice in my description below, I changed a little bit about what my channel is going to be about. And the name of my channel is still the same, but I've added a little thing called Live Life Beautifully. That's something that I've been working on for a long time. It's where this channel is going to be where inspiration meets purpose, and the types of content that I'm going to be sharing on this channel. I know a lot of times I do a lot of curated content with brands and things of that nature, but I do want to bring in a couple of vlogs and day in the life and be a little bit more realistic with you guys, because when I first started my channel a couple of years ago, not even a couple, a long time ago, I want to say over 5 or 7 years ago, I had a different content on the channel that I originally had created before I had rebranded to what it is now, with curated content of curly hair video tutorials and things of that nature. I had just videos of me talking about stuff, real stuff about love being blind, relationships. And I did get a lot of response on those videos, but I don't know what happened. I kind of just was like, I don't know. Everything was going in a direction where people were branding themselves with these curated content videos. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just make curly hair videos. And when I rebranded my channel to do that, and I stopped doing the vlogs and the relationship lessons and just talking about real life personal things, at that time I had a blog going on as well that I was doing. So if you actually go back in my Instagram feed, you'll see excuse me, my God, I just got finished eating some really good vegan potato and white bean soup that I made. But anyway, if you go back into my Instagram feed, you will see that I have a couple of not even a couple, but you'll see a lot of posts that have stuff from my blog, or me saying up on the blog now. I no longer have that blog. I had it a couple years ago because I love to write, and I thought that that was something I wanted to do. And then I decided I wanted to vlog instead of actually write. So I went through a couple of different phases. I started off with a vlog first on YouTube, with just content of me talking about different topics of different things. And I did have a large audience for that, and I didn't realize it, I guess, because I didn't have a lot of subscribers. People commented here and there, but it was like they were silent fans, which doesn't help me out to know that this is the content you like. Not that I care, because when I started my channel, it was originally just for me, a video vlog online for myself. And not saying I don't care about what you guys want, but I'm saying personally for me, I didn't start it for anyone else. I started it for myself. But then I realized it was helping other people in the process, which is the reason why I rebranded, thinking that that would be a little bit better. So now fast forward, here we are, 2022. And this was back in, I think, 2013, I believe, maybe a little further back than that, maybe 2010 or something like that, when I started with my YouTube channel originally, before I rebranded and did all new intros, new everything. Matter of fact, if you go to my latest video, well, that's not even the latest. That was the first video I posted when I rebranded. But there was other videos before then that I've taken off and kept private on my page so that nobody else can watch them but me. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying is that I have been in like a waiting season with COVID and everything just changing. I was, doing acting. If you saw some of my things that I've posted on my Instagram and YouTube channel, I have some stuff that I've been doing, and I was, in a couple of plays and stuff like that before COVID hit, and then unfortunately everything got shut down, and I got really depressed for a while because acting was my thing. I felt like I was always made to do that, and it's something I would do without getting paid and that I loved. And that's how you know it's your passion, because you would do it even without pay. You would do it without ceasing. You would chase it and do it whenever you want to. So, my God. So that's something that I did for a long time, and I've kind of been just in a waiting period that God put me in, because I needed time to sit down and really rethink everything. Because sometimes you just go with the flow of the trends and what's happening, and you look at your favorite influencers and you're like, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, maybe I should try this. And you get a little lost in yourself in the YouTube game and influencer game and stuff like that. And I had to take a step back for a moment, because without acting, I felt like I was falling apart. So with all that being said, I'm now going to get into a couple of the lessons that I learned in my waiting period that God had me in. And I want to tell you all that the waiting season has been over for me for like a couple of months, and I really wanted to film this video at the beginning of 2022, but I'm just now getting down, sitting down to film this video. I've had a lot of other things going on, which I am definitely going to bring a blog about, and I have a new series coming out that is going to be mostly about me and my daughter. Me and my daughter will be on the series, so it'll be very interesting to see with that series. And I just want to share my advice, my stories, to help other people live life beautifully, no matter what they're going through in life, and know that, God has a plan for you. He loves you, and whatever the case may be, you will rise above it. He wasn't going to bring you to it if he wasn't going to see you through it, honey. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're going through all this crazy stuff. And you will see that later on in the series that I have set up. The series that I have set up is called Tea Talks with Chris, and pretty much it's literally where we sit down, drink tea, and we have candid conversations about things that are taboo or serious in life, and things that's happening in my life, or just topics that I think about that I want to bring to light and share with other people. And I hope that my stories can inspire you all to, move forward in life, get over your grief, get over whatever it is you're doing, and know that God has a good purpose for you, and that he is with you, and that he loves you. And no matter what, you all will be okay. You're in good hands. So back to my waiting season here. I just wanted to get that out there while it was on my heart. I'm also going to be doing a couple of other different videos, like maybe Bible studies. We're going to be doing, I'm still bringing the curly hair content for you guys, because my hair has changed. And it has changed. I've cut it. It's grown. So I have a couple of different things I'm doing for you all coming up. But mostly I'm going to be doing a lot more vlogging regarding just different topics and things I want to talk to you guys about. So, excuse me. Let me get some water real quick. Hold on. While my phone decides to act all crazy with all my notes, right? Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm still having I have a lot of issues with post-nasal drip. I have a deviated septum in my nose, and I have to have sinus surgery. So I'm just constantly getting allergies and things happening because of that issue. So just bear with me. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. And during that waiting season, I wasn't doing acting. I wasn't doing anything. And I felt like like I was just like doing nothing. Like I was just being useless. And that is something you don't want to feel like ever. And I felt like, okay, so, excuse me, without acting, what is left for me to do? Like, what else do I like to do? And I still worked on acting at home, even though I didn't do auditions and go on theaters and stuff like that, 'cause everything is shut down. Everything had, you know, strict restrictions, things like that. I was like, okay, I'll still work on my acting at home. I'll still, you know, all of our classes, in-person acting classes, have went to online, and it is not the same. Now, it's great to do online acting classes for film, but not for theater, because with theater, you need to be in person. You need to, like, you know, feel that person out. So it was just a lot that I couldn't deal with, because I was on the road. I was in a play, and I was in 2 plays. I was the main character in one of the plays, and then I was just like I was actually a main character in 2 plays. Correction, I'm thinking of the last play I just did in June, which I'll talk about in a moment. Which means that's why I was saying waiting season is over, because once everything opened back up, like, you know, properly, I was able to get back into theater. And I've learned a couple of lessons while I was sitting here just not doing anything, but still working on my acting, still trying to get over the depression. And it was hard for me. But I did get over it with lots of love and care from my family and support. And I'll tell you, oh my guys, I don't know what I would do if it wasn't for my daughter and my wife. Like, they are my rock, and Jesus is my rock, because he got me through too, and my little doggies as well. But I'm telling you, it was so hard, because I felt like I finally, like, got to where I wanted to be in life, and God was finally blessing me with all these great opportunities, and then snatched them away, like in like a thief in the night. It was like, what happened? You know? So it's been a lot of changes, and that's why I've decided to take my channel back to the original roots of what I originally started doing, which was inspiring people with my life stories and with topics and things that I share with others. And I didn't know that it was inspiring others until I changed my channel. And I was getting so many inboxes on Facebook from family, friends, relatives, just like random people from my YouTube channel, like, what happened? Oh my God, I love your channel. Like, you know, this story really helped me, and I didn't realize that. So I'm going back to my roots, and sometimes you have to just do that. So the first lesson I learned is patience is virtue, okay? The doors will open for you. I was sitting there in that waiting period trying to make every door open. I was auditioning on Actors Access, sending self-tapes in. I was going to auditions. I had an audition for Clue as Miss Scarlet, which I love Clue, by the way. You know, I had so many things going on in the waiting period. And even though they had stuff, you know, closed, certain things were still able to operate. The theaters weren't able to operate. So I had that audition prior to, like, everything shutting down, which was crazy, because I had auditioned. I didn't get the part. Someone else did. But then right after I auditioned, like a month or 2 later, while they were in rehearsals, everything shut down. And I was in rehearsal with my play that I actually booked at North Park Vaudeville Theater here in San Diego. And that's a theater I've been working with for many years. I've directed there. My play that I directed won, you know, best play of the entire festival. And I haven't directed since high school. And I'm 37 now. So you can just imagine how, you know, blessed I felt when the writer came, and he was so happy that I portrayed, you know, I was able to, you know, take everything off the paper and, you know, cast the right the right actors for those characters, and really paint the picture of what he was trying to portray on that paper and bring it to life. And that really made me feel really good about that. It gave me a lot of confidence, and let me know that, you know, God, when he ordains you for something, you can run away all you want to. You can run. But when he ordains you to do something, regardless if it's acting or whatever the case may be, I know with me, I have a lot of different talents that the Lord has blessed me with. And I'm jack of all trades, master of none, which I'm trying to master. But it definitely will happen sooner. Sorry, somebody was, nope, don't bark. My dog just likes to bark at every single thing. So anyway, the doors will open for you. You might go looking for things and looking for stuff. And let me tell you, you can look all you want to, but if it's not God's divine timing, it's not going to happen. So, and sometimes you can look for things or not. Sometimes you can be sitting there doing not a daggone thing, and it will just, something will come to you. Okay? And I'm going to tell you what that was for me in a moment. Again, it was something I had to go back to my roots and do and realize too. Which takes me into, it's God's plan, not yours. You know, you can try to do things on your own all you want to, but you will just go insane trying to figure it out. And that's what was happening to me. I was trying to make things happen in my acting career, knowing that in order for me to really pursue acting the way I want to, I would have had to make a career change, because there's no way that I could really get to where I wanted to be in my acting career if I did make a career change. But I also needed to take a step back for a moment and say, am I forcing a square peg into a round hole? Because yeah, you know, I've been here for 5 years in San Diego. I relocated, and I have a lot of that in an interview that I did, which is on my Instagram, and you can go into my link tree, the link I have, and you'll see like my interviews I do with SD Voyager and all of that, and it explains, you know, me moving here, my acting, all that stuff, and my acting website. So I'm not going to really get into detail with that, but just know that you can read that story in those places. But I do want to say that, you know, I originally moved here to become an actress to San Diego, and I thought that's what God wanted me to do, because He did open a lot of doors for me when I wasn't trying. And I was supposed to do those things for a reason. I was supposed to meet those people. It's not like just because you're doing one thing and then God blesses you to do something else doesn't mean He doesn't want you to do both of those. Because you can still do both. But one will eventually take over the other, and you will figure out to yourself like, okay, you know what? I thought this was, I'm so sorry, excuse me. I thought this was something I was supposed to be doing. But at the end of the day, you know, sometimes you get blessed with two little things that you need to do. And for me, that was currently what I'm doing now. I did take a break from acting for a little bit because I am actually doing something that has been a lifelong love besides acting, and something I did for 10 years. I didn't act for 10 years. I did acting in high school, a little bit of acting in Baltimore for like maybe 2 years. And it was mostly background acting before I came here and was able to get, you know, main character, you know, or casting, or should I say main character positions for theater. So it's very different. And I'm also trying to transition into television out of theater, which means I need more training. So I do have to make a career change, which I am. And in Baltimore, I did work in property management for over 10 years, helping clients. I did leasing, I did property management. I was property manager for actually 2 years. And then for the rest of the time, I did, because I was in corporate for the rest of the time. When I was property manager for those 2 years, I was actually like with a privately owned company. And then I went to corporate and was a leasing consultant or agent, whatever you want to call it, for like the rest of those years. So a total of 10 years I did that business. And, you know, I wish I would have knew what I knew now and was not afraid to go forward with this, but I'm now pursuing my real estate license. I've already passed all my required courses. I am studying for my exam. I've already signed with my brokerage, and if you guys see, I am with Pemberley Realty. So I'm super excited to share this news with you guys. It's not that I'm giving up on acting. I'm just making a career change so that I can actually afford the training that I do need. But I also love real estate. I love finding people homes. I love helping people so much. And it's a big part of my life because, you know, I have dealt with homelessness in the past when moving here, and also when I was back home when my daughter was younger. So, and all of that again is in my interviews that I did with SD Voyager, and there was another interview that I did as well. Honestly, I can't think off the top of my head, but it's all written in there, and all the details are in that specific interview. That way I don't take too much of your time up, you know, on this video. But, you know, so I'm doing that right now. So don't go insane. Like, the Lord allowed me to find free real estate classes, just like I found free acting classes. So when it's your time to do something, the Lord will open up those doors, and it's your choice to walk through them and receive that blessing, because some people don't. And I was intimidated at first. I was like, I'm not going to do this. Like, real estate license is so much higher, on a higher level than it would be for an actual, you know, to be a leasing consultant. But in California, you have to be licensed for everything, unfortunately. So had I had known that the same real estate license I'm trying to get right now is the same license I could have got 5 years ago when I first moved here to work and be a leasing consultant, I probably would have gotten it, but I didn't realize it was the same thing. And that's okay, because God's divine timing was not then, it's now. The second thing I learned is it's okay to be still. Waiting on God's requirements, waiting on God requires you to, sometimes sit and wait and not do anything. It might feel like you're going crazy, but sometimes being patient and just staying still will prevent you from doing a whole bunch of extra stuff that God didn't intend for you to do. And then you set yourself all the way back, 5 steps back. And then you have to now wait even longer to receive your blessing because you didn't set yourself back. So sometimes waiting and being patient and not trying to take things not trying to take things into your own hands will literally help you receive the blessing that God, has for you and get where you need to be. The last thing I learned is obedience, okay? Because I'm a ram, I'm an Aries, and I'm like, all the time. I push back. I'm laughing because I'm so stubborn. It's not even funny. And I'm very habitual. I'm like borderline OCD in a sense. Everything has to be a certain way. I have to do this. I do the same thing every day sometimes with routines and things like that. And that's a good thing. But, honey, let me tell you, it's not a good thing when you need to be obedient to God or your spouse or whoever, your boss, whatever. Because you get that little urge to be like, okay, you know what? I know you're telling me this, but I know in my heart, I feel like I want to do this. And sometimes you're not right. And what I learned is, are you doing what God asked of you? Are you? What keeps coming up in your heart that you feel you have to do, that you are avoiding? And for me, it was getting my real estate license. I wasn't avoiding acting. I was pursuing that, full speed on, like Speedy Gonzalez. I was running towards that. And when God started closing all those doors, I was sitting there like, what is going on? What is going on? Because it has been on my heart since I first moved here in 2017 to actually get my real estate license. I just didn't know how to pursue it. I thought about it a couple of times in Baltimore, but it wasn't on my heart laid like that. And in my mind, I was like, why can't I pursue both? Why can't you? Who says you can't do both? No, you don't have to be Wonder Woman, but who said you can't do both? If God has that in for you to do both, because they both connect. I can still sell houses and act, because you never know. I can sell a house to an actor. It comes in handy, and it goes with my purpose to help others. And that is what I love doing. I love helping others. I've always been that way, and it's something I'll always be, because I just love making sure that I can help people find a home. It's nothing like seeing that person walk into their home for the first time and fall in love with it and know that they have something that they can feel safe in, that they can feel like is theirs, and that they have a roof over their head, and that, they can make their own, whether it's an apartment or a house. It's very different when you sell, because it's something that somebody can't really take away from you because you bought it. But even with an apartment, when I did leasing, I did not mind helping those people, and I, give 110% everything that I typically do. And I'm just blessed to be able to have been in the waiting season and obey God's, plans for me. I just had my brain just went like, what? I'm just looking at my notes here, because I was talking about how my dreams had came to a halt, and they really did. Because, maybe I was just put in that position to meet all of those people, because I'm going to need them as my clientele in the future when I am selling houses. Everything is linked together, and you just never know. Excuse me. You just never know when you're going to actually, meet those people or need those people. And, I was blessed to be able to do a musical. I've never done a musical before. I was in Hall Pass with La Jolla Playhouse, and I was so excited to be in a musical. Now, I didn't have a main part in singing. I was in the background, but I did have main acting roles in the plays that were there. And that was the first time I've ever done immersive theater, where I was in the classroom, but the audience is sitting right next to me, the people watching me, and I could actually interact with them in character. It was the most exhilarating thing I've ever felt with my acting career, and I'm getting goosebumps just literally talking about it. So that like tells me right there that I was in God's divine timing and plan, and now He's moved me to the real estate field, and I'm still going to do acting. I'm still going to do what I want to do. I didn't give up on it, but I did make a change and take a step back so I could take a couple of steps forward. And sometimes the Lord will take you in different directions, and you just have to know when it's your turn to go in that direction and follow that dream. But don't give up on, you know, other stuff that you feel God's put in your heart, but to follow it. So that's all I wanted to say today, guys, is that, you know, waiting season is over, okay? Now, if you are still in a waiting period for some strange reason, it's not over for you. So stay patient, stay calm, stay obedient to what you feel, you know, God is telling you to do in your heart. And just pray if you're not sure what to do about it. That's what I would do plenty of times, because I pray all the time, because I know that I will get the answers that I need through the prayer that I have with Jesus, you know, and that special time alone. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to close out by saying again, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. I know all the YouTubers say this, but it means a lot, because for me, I need to know that you guys want to see this content, you want to hear about this content, and then I can actually help somebody else, you know, with their issues or problems, or just, you know, help you live life beautifully. I want to be the light in a dark world out there, and that's what I plan on doing, okay? So I will see you guys on the next video. I have a couple of things coming up with some vlogs. I'm about to shoot a day in the life in a few minutes, so you guys will eventually see that. And I do have some other content coming out that will be kind of curated, so, you know, forgive me for that, but you'll still see that. But I also wanted you to see the real side of me as well, because, you know, there's so much fake stuff out there with Instagram and everything, that I wanted to be real and, you know, let you guys know that I am human. I do sympathize and empathize and all that fun stuff. So I will see you guys on the next video. If you have questions or any other type of content you want to see from me, please feel free to comment below. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know that, you know, I am making a difference. There is a purpose. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.